This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Monday, June 24th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. In 2019, Indianapolis hosted 683 conventions, a number that plummeted to just 264 in 2021 due to the pandemic. But Visit Indy Senior Vice President Chris Gall says the city is on the cusp of record tourism numbers this year.
All of our metrics are up. Hotel occupancy, the number of conventions, the sheer volume of conventions, the size and magnitude and caliber of conventions and meetings and events. 2024 will be a record-setting year for Indy tourism in the history of Indy tourism because of events like swimming, because of events like the NBA All-Star Game, Taylor Swift, all the conventions that are coming into our city, all the leisure visitors coming to our city. So there's a sense of pride that we have recovered.
Officials say through the first 6 months of the year, Indy has hosted 402 conventions, and the city is on track to surpass 700 by the end of the year. Indiana State University has named Tracy Archuleta as the school's next head baseball coach. Archuleta comes to the Terre Haute campus after an 18-year tenure as head coach at the University of Southern Indiana. He succeeds Mitch Hannes, who stepped down earlier this month to become head coach at the University of South Florida. Indiana University South Bend announced Friday that Scott Cooper has been selected as the new executive director of athletics. Cooper, who has served as interim director since August 2023, will officially start in the position on July 1st. He will also continue in his role as the men's basketball coach. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation invite you to the Engage Indiana series, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. With an unrelenting focus on growing Indiana's economy, we'll dive into each region's unique challenges and distinct opportunities for growth. 9 regions, 1 goal. Indiana's bold future starts here. Discover more and register at ibj.com/engage.
Lake County tourism officials are striking back against their former leader, Spiros Batistatos, in a federal counterclaim accusing him of defrauding the group out of more than $400,000 in compensation for vacation time that he did not have coming, according to action taken Thursday.
The South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority claims that between 2014 and 2021, Batistatos received over $200,000 in vacation day buybacks that were accrued by his, quote, erroneous and deceptive reporting of time off. The action claims that Batistatos employed an option to sell back unused vacation days in the form of deferred compensation and did not report vacation days because he intended to cash them in for financial benefit. He is accused by the authority of fraud and unjust enrichment. Batistatos filed a federal lawsuit in August 2022 seeking his reinstatement as head of the agency. The suit targeted a political opponent who has denounced him as having squandered public money and his former employers for firing him. He sought unspecified monetary damages not only from tourism officials, but also Hammond Mayor Tom McDermott and several other individuals whom he claims has a hand in his termination in 2021. Batistatos, who was 59 when his suit was filed, claimed the decision to not renew his contract constituted age discrimination. He could not be immediately reached for comment on the authority's counterclaim. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business, Radio.
The city of Westfield announced plans last week for a $164 million mixed-use redevelopment project with the aim of creating a central business district. Plans for Park and Poplar call for a boutique hotel, office space, retail, and luxury multifamily residences. The development would also have a public parking garage for people visiting nearby businesses and attending community events at Grand Junction Plaza. The Westfield City Council has not yet reviewed plans for Park and Poplar, and the city is working on a developer agreement for the project with a yet-to-be-announced firm. The development's construction schedule has not been determined, but the city plans to open the parking garage by spring 2027. Former Lieutenant Governor Becky Skillman is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.